But sometimes it is exhausting. I can have like 6 conversations going on with the different media types, and I'm just like, I just want to turn everything off.
Yes.
Just stop it.
Yeah, that's interesting, I suppose, when we think about engagements and being able to interact with people on how many people it actually is. And this is the danger of looking at, even broadly, connections or social media as opportunity. Like, opportunity that you can't actually realize is not valuable. Like, I was just having this conversation at work with somebody this week. We had, we're trying to bid something out, and like, and the thought was, hey, man, there might be $3 million worth of opportunity here. I'm like, if there's $3 million hanging off a mountain that we're unable to climb, it's worth the same amount as the $0 I have standing here on the ground.
Yep.
Like, and so the thought that had, oh man, we have a wide sphere. I can connect with people all over the place. And Dan's got valid connections across the world. I have guys in Pakistan I talk to, right? Like, legitimate things of which you can connect with people across the world. But like, the concept of there being a vast sea of opportunity is not the same thing as actual, tangible, realized value. Something that you can that actually creates value, and like it's the count of, hey, I got 5,000 friends. I mean, that's fantastic, dude. Like, do you know any of these people? And like, if they just want to get the newsletter and this is the cheapest way to do it, fine, Facebook it up. I don't care. But like, as long as we've quantified it correctly and realized or qualified it correctly and say the value that is actually here, you shouldn't look at this sea of opportunity on any of those platforms and go, this is all at my fingertips. That's not value. That's pamphleting, right? That's advertisement. That's not creating the same thing as valuable connections. And like, where we don't recognize the difference between that and valuable connections, we start to measure the world poorly. And then we say, well, this thing is failing without realizing that it wasn't really creating value in someone's life. And back to the text messages and emails and stuff, I think that goes to the broad point, right? Like, I intend to respond to everybody that contacts me, because that's value. This isn't just an opportunity of, oh, hey, maybe I have an opportunity to have a conversation. This is a valuable conversation. That's why they have some personal connection to me in some way or another, email likely aside. But like, am I spending other times on doing things that aren't actually creating any value? They just seem like opportunity, and not actually engaging in things that I know are valuable, including turning the phone off and going on a date with your wife on a Monday night.
You know, actually, if you put that in correct perspective, it's like a guy that built a garage and then looks at it and goes, you know, I could build a flying car in here. Now, wait a minute. You just had a garage, right? Like, you've done something, but you've seen this like outrageous opportunity that in all reality just as flat out doesn't exist. You could use it for barbecuing stuff, or fixing your own car, or having your neighbors come over and drink beer in it with you, or whatever. There's plenty of options here. But you went with, oh man, this is going to blow up. It's going to be the craziest thing ever. And like, you and every up-and-coming rapper I've ever met have the exact same thought. Oh man, it's going to be crazy in here. Here's the next date of when the craziness happens. Hey man, that's not what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You've built this up in your own mind. That's not what's going to happen.
Well, and like, there's a number of folks that I've been talking to about house plans. We've been trying to figure out whether we can build a house or whatever. And like, when you look at a wide open landscape and you go, look at all this opportunity. We're going to entertain. We're going to have people over all the time. And like, the totally legit question is to look honestly yourself in the mirror and go, do I entertain now?
Exactly.
Am I entertaining to the limits of my own joint?
Preach it.
Because if I'm not, I don't need a bigger joint to entertain people. And so, like, it's and it's the same thing with friends, right? Like, I'm gonna hop on this thing and I'm gonna gain 50 friends. Like, you likely have a place of work, and maybe there's 6 people there, maybe there's 6,000, but I'm sure you can make a friend there. You probably have a church community, you probably have a family of people you could interact with. And I like growing your world, but like, don't blame it on the environment. Something else might be going on. Let's bulge at the seams first and then burst into the world. That's great. But don't have to, if you build it, they will come. It's false.